So, hi, how are you, Arushi?
I'm doing pretty well. What about you?
Okay, I am doing good as well. Thank you for asking.
Okay, like you just removed your glasses, right?
Yeah, I did.
Now I think I can see you like it's very clear. Earlier it was little blur. I don't know why I'm
Okay,
feeling it, but
okay. Maybe reason must be the camera. The quality is a bit off, I think. That might be the reason. But
yeah.
okay, great. So, how has your day been?
Day was little busy because of course it's weekend, like first day of weekend. So there were so many pending things which I have to like complete or I have to finish.
Hmm.
And yeah, so it was busy day, but it was good productive one.
Okay, that's good to know. So, what do you do? Can you tell me something about yourself?
Sure. As I have mentioned, my name is Arushi. I am from like Nagpur, Maharashtra. Currently, I'm staying in Pune for my job. I am in like corporate world and in finance sector. And
Mm-hmm.
along with that, I'm running a small YouTube channel, which is like a buddy channel right now.
Okay.
And why I'm doing that? Because I'm working on my English fluency. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought of sharing my journey with the people. I feel English fluency or English language or speaking in fluent English is still a taboo in our country. So I feel like let's share the experience and let's boost people's confidence. Like we can do it. It's just a language. So yeah.
Okay. That's great. You're sharing and your journey, your experiences, everything that you're finding online by speaking with people. That's great. Recording and sharing it on YouTube. By the way, can I know the name of your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it is Let's Converse.
Let's Converse. Let me just search it out quick. Let's Converse. Let's Converse. Yeah, got it. Great. You've had so many people to talk with. That's great.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you've got a new subscriber now. Subscribe to your channel.
Oh, thank you.
Great. All right. So, coming back to the point, you said you come from Nagpur, Maharashtra. Okay. I lived in Nagpur too. I like
Oh,
for 4 years or something. Great
why
place.
so?
Yeah, I had to shift because of my job as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Great.
Yes,
So, how
yes.
was your experience of being in Nagpur, like
Oh,
staying in Nagpur?
fabulous. I love the place. Nagpur is a city that I would go to anytime. I'd prefer it over Pune and Mumbai as well. I don't know if I'm oversaying things, but I prefer Nagpur over any other city. The ambience of the city, the scenery, the environment, though it's a bit harsh in terms of when it's summer and winter, but other than that, this place is extremely good. I would suggest, if anyone's going to watch it, and the people who think there's no other place than Pune and Mumbai in Maharashtra, definitely go and visit Nagpur. I think nowadays it's even better. Like with all the new
Yeah,
constructions and the places that they have built in Nagpur, I think it's even better than the way it used to be few years back.
absolutely.
But yeah,
How
I
long?
love.
Like, sure. I asked you, like, how long back you were in Nagpur?
If I'm not wrong, I was in Nagpur 4 years back before I was here, like
Okay.
in Aurangabad. So 4 years back, I was in Nagpur. At that time, metro construction was going on. I remember it quite
Okay.
vividly.
Now
Yeah,
metro has started.
yeah, yeah. I know. Got a good friends over there, family members as well,
Okay.
and I come to know about all these good and amazing places that Nagpur has got nowadays. With metro, traveling has become more easy because we don't have to
Absolutely.
get in the traffic in this hot
Absolutely.
summer. Yeah,
Yes.
great.
It's really good to hear about Nagpur, like from you. It's really good to hear, like all the good things about Nagpur, because every time what happens when I say that I'm from Nagpur, Maharashtra, so a lot of people ask me, okay, tell me something about Nagpur. How is Nagpur? What is the best thing in Nagpur? How is the city? And I have to explain everything. And now I think I am like become a pro to explain Nagpur, like what is the place, what is the food, what it calls, and all. But yeah, it's just so good to hear about our city from someone else. So,
True, true. It happens a lot when you're talking about a city that is not known to people, even though being
yes.
such a good place, right? Great. So, Arushi, could you tell me about what job do you do? What is your profession exactly? What does it require you to do?
Okay, so I am in a corporate company and I'm in finance department. So my role is like, I don't know whether you heard about or not, but there are departments like accounts payable, accounts receivable in finance, in
Mm-hmm.
any in like yeah, especially in corporate companies, because we do business for foreign companies and for foreign clients. So my basic purpose here is to pay vendors on time. That's what I do. So I'm in proper yeah, accounting thing, like debit credit things.
Okay, okay. And you just talked about working for people or companies that are from abroad, right? So
Haha.
is your working time the same as here, or do you work in the US shift?
uh no, not really, because we are working for many countries, and my shift timings are general, at least for now, 7 to 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
But people who are working for like customer support, and there are some projects where you have to work according to them. But fortunately, in my case, it's not like that. My shift is general shift
Mm-hmm.
only. So
Okay.
yeah, it's
Great.
good
Good
thing.
thing you don't have to work in the US shift because it
No,
completely, varies. And the time is also off. You have to work at night, and then it completely changes the way that you have to live in India, right?
absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. So, by the way, how is Pune treating you?
Pune is not a new city for me, because earlier also I was here for 2.5 years, and then I moved back to Nagpur. Now I recently come here, came here
Mhm.
like in the month of January, and it is just I'm feeling like it's a little what can I say? The weather is hot. That is the only thing. Otherwise, what you expect from Pune is the weather should be pleasant only. That is the best part about Pune. But this
Yeah.
time, I am not. I'm missing that weather. Otherwise, it's as good as Nagpur.
Yes, I completely agree. Nowadays, Pune is getting a bit hot. Humidity is increasing as well. And
Yeah.
like exactly, I completely agree to the point that you just said, that Pune is the city where you from which you expect that the weather should be good, and that
Yeah.
is it is known for it. So yeah, I completely agree. Great. And could we talk about your educational background, what you have completed, what you've done?
Sure, sure, sure. As I'm working in finance department, which obviously means that I have completed my studies in commerce only. Like I have done my a master's in commerce, and later
Mm-hmm.
on I started working in my, actually I have worked for a voice process only in the beginning of my career. And
Okay.
yeah, that time maybe my English was not good at all, even it's not good now. But that time it was really like, I don't like,
Mm-hmm.
I still think how did I get a job in that particular project, but I got it. I worked there for some time, then the project ran down, and according to my degrees or my educational background, they moved me to a finance project, and from there onwards I'm continuing. So yeah,
Okay.
that's all about my studies and my job. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm enjoying it. Like
Great. And how did you come on to like YouTube and making videos and stuff like that? Bit interesting, I must say. From voice process to finance with a YouTube channel. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, of course. But like maybe that thing plays a role in creating a YouTube channel, because of course when I was in that project, in that voice project, uh, I used to speak to UK clients, and their accent, their language is very difficult, or or very different from. It's very different to understand or difficult to understand. So at that time, I think I was not watching any English movie or anything, because I had just started, and I was not really familiar with the Netflix and all this and all those things. So it was difficult
Hmm.
for me. Even it was difficult to understand what they're saying, and there I had to solve their queries. So initially, I faced a lot of problems. So they used to like explain me the words like A for alpha, like uh, Charlie, and all.
Okay.
So I used to feel so embarrassed, like, oh my god, he's like explaining me ABCD things, because for
Right.
us it is really weird, but their
Agree.
accent is completely different. You don't understand what they're saying really, at least when you are not like when you haven't heard that language.
When you're not
uh,
familiar with how they
yeah,
speak.
yeah,
Right.
when you're not familiar with their accent or their words. So yeah,
Right.
that that plays a very important role, because I
Hmm.
thought that I need to know the language. But again, now also I think so, I know the language, but when it comes to accent, it's difficult for me. And yeah, for
Hmm.
that I think, because the word sounds very different. You need to hear that word um, on repeat mode. Then only will understand what they're saying. So
Hmm.
spelling is quite different, the pronunciation is different, the accent is different. So
Right.
it's mess, a lot of mess.
Right. And what do you think is an important thing that one must do if they are not familiar with the accent or the words that they are hearing?
Okay, so first of all, it depends whom they are speaking to, because when it comes to Indian English, or if you are learning language to survive in India only, language is not required. And I think no one should fake accent, because accent is something, it's they
They
it's
pick it up from
native.
the place.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's exactly, it's native. You cannot create a accent. If you really want to learn, I think you should learn from a native speaker, but you should not fake it, because that creates a lot of confusion. I have met a lot of people in this journey where I have seen
Hmm.
people faking accent, and it doesn't look good, or it creates a bad impression, or sometimes it feels like we are mocking them, like whether it
Yeah.
is a British accent or a US
Hmm.
accent. So I don't feel it's a right thing. Otherwise, apart from accent, you learn English, and after learning at least a basic English, you should go for accent. That's how I feel.
Okay. Great. Absolutely. I would agree that accent is something you pick up when you're in that particular area. Let's say, for an example, if Indian guy goes to UK, maybe US or Canada, and when he lives there, when he has conversations with the people who are in Canada, and situations like those, he will pick up the accent,
Ah,
even though
absolutely.
it's not something that we are trying to, but it does because it feels familiar or good for us to speak in the manner that the person in front of us is speaking, so that we can build good relationship with that person, right?
I
And hence,
completely agree.
yes, and hence we pick up the accent. It's not something we do deliberately, but agreed that in India I have met people, I've trained people, and I've seen people who use accent. They force accent when they're speaking. It does not sound good. It feels like they are mocking. Another thing that I agree to. But yes, they should understand that the neutral accent is the best way to go, because at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is convey your message to the
Deliver,
person in
yeah,
front of us.
right, right,
You're trying to
right.
make the
That needs
person
to
in front
be.
of you understand.
Yes, yes, I agree.
Right.
And I think, yeah, the accent things you will adapt. The best example I have seen in this couple of years is Priyanka Chopra. I think she started living there and now she's using that language very well. So I think that
Right.
was just very natural for her because she has been living there for years now. So
Yes.
it's pretty obvious that she's used to that accent, and otherwise earlier her English was like proper Indian, but now she
Correct.
sounds American.
Correct.
So yeah,
A proper example that we can see of a person that
exactly.
goes from India to US and picks
Yes.
up the accent, the US accent. Great. I have one question, Arushi, to you. Like now that you've said that you run a YouTube channel, I've seen your channel, and it's great. You're fabulous at doing the job that you're doing on YouTube. And after having conversations with all those people and trainers on YouTube, what is the most common question that you get from your viewers about English as a language, and how do
How to
you
start?
answer it?
How to
Okay.
start? I think yeah, that is the mostly asked questions on my channel. Or yeah, that is the one. Like how to start. Uh, so what happens? It's really like common in India. I have been working for this language for a long time now, but what
Hmm.
they can see, if they are watching my one or two videos, like recent videos, they can see I can speak now, right? I can speak English, I can have a conversation. But if they go through my channel, if they will watch my first video or my very
Hmm.
old videos, they'll get to know that it is not a piece of cake for me. I have worked really hard for this. And I think then they will not ask me this question how to start, because I have started from scratch, where I was
Hmm.
less confident or not at all confident to speak to a person. And now I think I can easily, like, I'm sitting relaxed and I'm having a conversation with you, even you're a stranger to me still. So I think it's a drastic change. So I think they should see the journey. Or okay, if not, if they maybe they don't have time to watch all the videos, but now being a tutor, or I can see you're expert, like you are speaking so well. So what
Thank
you
you.
will like answer, how you will answer the question how to start.
Okay. Let's talk about English as a language. Now, if you're talking English, and there are two things about it. It is if you want to be fluent in English in the way of speaking, or you want to be fluent in English language, right? These are two different meanings of fluency. All right. If we talk about fluency in speaking, which I think is most common thing that people all around the world, or students or people from India want to have, is the speaking fluency, like you and me, if they're trying to have it. First and foremost thing that I would like to suggest them is indulge yourself in English. Now, how one might do it? The basic thing that one can do is start reading. It doesn't have to be newspaper. All right, it's not necessary for you to read newspaper. You can read anything. You can read magazines, you can read novels, you can read books, storybooks, anything that intrigues you, anything that you are interested in. And if you're done with reading, you want to do something else, you have audiobooks, you have movies, TV shows, serials, right? YouTube videos of people whom they idealize and whom they want to speak like, right? So indulging yourself in English, and at the end of the day, trying to have conversation with a person is 100%, like, I can guarantee that they will be able to speak English like just the way you mentioned. having no confidence at the start, but to a person that can handle a conversation easily with even a stranger that they don't know. And I think that is something that you must have done too, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, yes. I think at least I feel so, because you yourself know. I think you know yourself better. So yeah, that I have observed about myself, and I can say that yes,
So these are the things that you did as well to start off
yes,
with speaking English. And I
yes,
must
yes.
say that
I
this is the short way or the best way to start that one can start. Now, that's a different thing of getting your grasp over English. That's a little later thing that we can talk about. But for start, definitely you can read books, you can indulge yourself by listening to English, watching English, reading, and speaking English. So these are some things that you can do to start off your English learning journey. Great.
yes. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yeah, absolutely happy to answer the question that you had. Okay, Arushi, any other questions
Yeah.
you'd like to have, or would you like to ask?
No, it's just that yesterday I think I was in a huddle, like in my office meeting, and
Mm-hmm.
my manager asked a question to one of my colleague, and he was not answering. So I wanted to ask him like, uh, "तुम Google कर रहे हो क्या?" I was not
Mm-hmm.
able to frame that. So how could I ask? I
Okay,
don't know.
all right. And so, from my understanding, you're saying that your colleague was actually getting the answer from Google of whatever
Ah,
your manager was
actually, he was
asking him.
taking time. He was taking time, so I just wanted to tease him. So that was
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, a simple way of saying that would be like, are you trying to get the answer from Google? Are
Are
you
you
trying?
okay? Oh yeah, it is too simple. You know what I thought? Are you googling? And I was like, what? I cannot say that,
Yes.
and I stopped there.
Yes, things like this happen. Like we say things or words that are not even in proper English because it's a friendly language and we are with a person that we talk and we know that person. So the grammatical errors that come into play when we are talking about English in a proper manner, that don't count at that moment. And that's why we can
Yes,
say things like, are you Googling it? Right? This is not a proper way of
it's so
saying
funny.
it.
Yes, exactly,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah,
Right.
I think it was pretty simple. I was just roaming around that googling word. That's why I couldn't think of anything else. But yeah,
Right.
okay. Thank
Right,
you.
right, right. Great. Absolutely. A pleasure again to answer the question. All right,
Yeah.
Arushi, I think time is up for the session,
Yes.
if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
So at the end, there are a few things that I'd like to give you. A small
Sure.
feedback, if you'd like to have it.
Please.
Yeah. So, in the entire conversation that you and I had in this very quick time, I must say that the journey that you talked about from being a person who was very low on confidence when it come to speaking, when it came to speaking, and the person that I'm seeing in front of me, these are completely different person. I must say that the way you speak has a really good tone to it. You really use words carefully when you're talking about sentences, and the way you express yourself is again a plus point to what you're doing. There are some issues that you yourself corrected when you were speaking, that was and were, remember?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that is one mistake you did in the grammar and the entire conversation that we had. So that's a point that you can work out. And I would say to increase your vocabulary. That is
Yes.
another thing. Paraphrasing is something that can be done, but let's talk about it in a later session. But
Sure.
these 2 points are something that you can definitely work on. Other than that, fabulous, fantastic speaking, no errors as such. All your things that you said were conveyed easily. So I can say that you are a good speaker in English. Your fluency is good.
Thank you so much. It was really nice, like talking to you. I didn't feel that I'm talking to you for the first time. So yeah, thank you so
Okay.
much.
Likewise, it was good to have a conversation with you. It was a pleasure,
Mm,
Ayushi.
same, same.
All right. Take care of yourself,
Yeah,
and I'm hoping to see you again sometime later.
sure, sure, sure.
All
Bye bye.
right.
Have a good evening.
Enjoy your weekends. Bye.
Bye bye.